Tim Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. Whew. Joined by my colleague Jill Spinello once again from Chicago. She's fantastic. So she just talked a little bit. I had a little mic check issue. I just wanted to get the cat out of the bag. You may have noticed there's been no live stream for about a month now, and this is not our scheduled time, and all this stuff going on. And the reality of things is I've been going through some health issues, and by the 5-6 o'clock when we do the live streams at night, I'm really worn out. So I don't feel like I'm giving you guys my all by being really tired and worn out. I'm fine. It's nothing life-threatening. It's just my spine is out of adjustment pretty badly, and my neck's pretty bad, and so it's going to take time until it all gets back into working order, and hopefully get my energy back. So that is why there's no live stream. That's why this live stream is a little earlier. I realize that many people are working. I apologize for that. You'll have to catch it on replay, so sorry. But it's what's going to be for a while until I get some back in the groove. And so you'll see Jill probably traveling more than I will in the future and stuff like that, just because I'm going to try to limit what I'm doing on planes, limit what I'm doing, and just keep working with the doctors and such. So that was the story on that, right? I think I covered it all. Yeah, I feel like I did. Okay, so we need to delve in this live stream before I do run out of energy. There was a couple stories I want to talk about from Jill. Yes, I have a wrench coming for you, Dave. Settle down. I gotta hand this off to Jill so I can get it on there. So a story she wrote was about not reliable.
Yeah, because that takes a while for it to show up on my screen. It's not. I feel like I should play the intermission music from Monty Python Quest for the Holy Grail. It's like da, 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 da. Oh, there it is. Nobody wants me to hum or sing, trust me. And YouTube just proved that by popping up the story. But yeah, no, I thought this was really interesting for a couple of different reasons. Because when you look at truck depreciation, I mean, and used prices are up right now, but if you're buying a car and you're not going to run it into the ground, if you're buying a truck and you're not going to run it into the ground, you're probably going to be selling it, and maybe resale is something that you're going to look at. And it should be no surprise that Toyota is on top, both for the full-size trucks and for the mid-size trucks. But what's kind of surprised me is the fact that the Chevrolet trucks were after that. Now, granted, there was, a 11% difference between Toyota resale value and, the GMC Sierra. But I was just surprised that both the GMC and Chevrolet, were 2 and 3 on the list, because they have reliability issues, and more reliability issues than you'll see in the F-150. So to me, that was just kind of a surprise, and I thought it was interesting. So Toyota, if you're going to buy it and sell it, that appears to be the truck to buy, unless you're Tim and you're selling a 1-year-old or 6-month-old Ford F-150 hybrid, and you make like $6,000 more than what you bought it for, or something like that. But yeah, so I don't know. I thought it was interesting. IC Cars comes out with these studies once a year, and they look at 5 years worth of trucks, or 5-year depreciation. And so that's why if you look at the midsize portion of the story, you're not going to see Jeep Gladiator or Ford Ranger on there, because they were introduced in the 2019 model year. So I find it interesting. Yeah, and Nissan did not do well, either the Frontier or the Titan. Neither one of those did very well. But again, looking at the midsize trucks, Toyota Tacoma is above the midsize average, and bests GMC and Chevrolet by a good bit there. So I find that to be very interesting.
I agree. I thought it was a pretty interesting story, and I think my mic is back now. This is software issues, which is always my case in this kind of technology rolled. Um, I don't want to delve too deep into those words, but so yeah, I think this stuff's really interesting. IC Cars always puts out information, but it's kind of it's the same information year in year out again, which is it's just nothing really changes. I don't know. It's one of those things. Let's see. Put Gladiator in the list. Oh, look at that. Dave has a wrench now. Oh, look at that. That's what I was trying to do while you were talking. So yeah, I mean, those are fun stuff we run on the website, and then we were going to talk about the small SUV crash ratings from the IIHS, which is a story that Joe worked on this week. I wanted to highlight that because, frankly, everybody failed except for one vehicle.
Well, I mean, if by failure you mean only one vehicle got a good rating, yes. I mean, there were, I think there were 8 maybe that got acceptable ratings. But if you're going to put your kid in the back seat of the car, do you want to buy a car that is acceptable?
Yeah.
I don't have kids, so it's not a question I can answer. But Tim, how do you feel about that?
Well, you know what? My wife's Mazda CX-5 was the only vehicle that did well. So I'm like, score! I don't have to worry about that. But, I mean, the other flip side of that stuff is that IIHS always is working on creating new tests for automakers to fail. That's their job. They're always trying to push the bar. And so, a grain of salt either way in that, as far as when you're looking at that kind of stuff. It's like, you got to just be aware of that's what the IIHS is trying to do. And this happened a long time ago with the Toyota Tundra. Toyota Tundra became the most unsafe truck in the world because it failed some tests. Well, the reality is they only updated the truck once every 15 years, and during that 15-year time period, IIHS came up with some new tests that made it fail. So it wasn't like it was unsafe. It just all of a sudden became that way. There were some questions. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the other thing about the study is I think there were like 8 of the vehicles that were tested that were like 2022 models. So, okay, they failed. And at the very least, it's going to be 2 years before those can be updated. So, I don't know. So I just thought it was interesting. So you said questions.
Yeah, no, I think it's Gerald Strickland has been very patient. He keeps asking any new Toyota Tundra news. I have not heard anything new on Toyota Tundra since the updates and the videos I've done. So we have the capstone, which we saw the exterior trim, the hybrid only 5.5-foot bed crew cab model. I know my gut's telling me that's coming out. I mean, we got a picture of it. I mean, come on, it's in the video. I already built it. Obviously, that's going to come out. And my truck is supposed to get built November 8th. I think that's what the story is. But there's some back and forth on when I'm going to get it and when the time is going to get it. The plant has to do their quality checks. The corporate's got to release it. Gulf States Toyota has to do their quality checks, and then it goes to dealership. So yeah, it's gonna be a while till I get my new truck. So other than that, I haven't seen anything too terribly different as far as updates and things. I think everything that we've covered has been out. I can't think of anything new on the Toyota Tundra front.
Because I mean, we don't even have pricing yet. Like you've placed the order on your truck without pricing, right?
Right. Right.
It'll be $1 million. No.
That was yeah. Somebody had a question about that. They were like, "So if there's a big dealer markup, would you still buy it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, I'm kind of hooked in the moment. I mean, there's just business reasons, tax reasons, personal reasons. I mean, there's a ton of reasons involved. But I don't think I'd be a dealer markup at this point because Gulf States Toyota is literally picking the dealer they want to work with me, and Toyota Corporate's like breathing down her neck. So, I could see. I can't see a dealer do anything, but yeah, I don't know who the dealer is. I mean, the dealer, quite frankly, it's going to be in Houston. I'm going to have to fly to Houston to get it, is what the story is currently. And quite frankly, the dealer could be watching my videos. They could not be watching these videos, and they could just be doing, whatever. I mean, I don't know. It could be. I never know. I never know who watches stuff, who doesn't watch stuff. They may know what's going on. The guy I'm working with, the person, I should say, I don't know if it's male or female, I'm working with Gulf States Toyota, actually watched one of my other videos to get an idea what I was looking for. So, I mean, people watch stuff. I don't know, kind of strange. Sean wants to know, it is a long time, Sean. Sorry. We haven't been on lately. Have you come out and said exactly what truck you're getting? Yeah, it's a limited, it's a crew cab, 5.5 foot box. I don't need the 6 foot. I've never had a need for a bigger box. Let's see, limited trim, TRD off-road package on it, and basically every option I can get unlimited. Every box to be checked. That's kind of what we're talking about. So I don't know. Yeah, Doug. If the bill comes in $105,000, Tim changes his mind really fast. Yeah. If they're gonna, I posted a photo the other day. A Mercedes-Benz like S-Class was for sale for $130,000, and it was a $130,000 market adjustment on it.
I'm just like, this is me making my what the heck face.
Yeah. No, and they sold them. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. So that's the truck I'm getting. Like I said, I'm waiting for some big updates. I'm waiting to update you guys. Frankly, I'm waiting to buy a plane ticket. We have a big family vacation this year, a huge family vacation, and so I just booked all the plane tickets for that. So I will not be here from the couple days before Christmas till the till the New Year. So we'll have videos, you guys. I mean, we'll have some videos going up maybe that week, but I won't be around. And so
somebody's going on vacation.
Yeah.
And it's not me.
Well, you can come. I can tell you what airplane things to get tickets. No, so we have I have a date this year. So if you remember last year when I bought the Ford, I literally bought it I bought it after Christmas, drove it back that week after Christmas. I can't do that this year. I'm on vacation. So I have a drop dead date of like the 15th of December. If I'm not on a plane by the 15th of December, I'm going in town and buying a truck. Eeny, meeny, money, mo. That's got to happen. And I have to tell you, I picked up a Ford F-150 Tremor Tuesday. I went to Denver for some errands, and I flipped the vehicles there for them. And I got in that truck, and I thought, I miss having a truck. Like Sweet's fine, but Sweet's parked outside and he's waiting to get some stuff done. I'm just like, man, I that's the only mistake I feel like I've made lately is I probably made several, but the big one I regret is I sold my F-150 too soon. But timing was right, the market was hot. I mean, it just made sense. I thought everything timed up just right, but yeah, it's just impatiently waiting, and there's nothing I can do. So that's just an unfortunate thing. So we have that going on. I wanted to bring up something. So Jill there's a bunch of videos coming out. She did an event with the Midwest Automotive Media Association. Mm-hmm. So you got what do we have? Bronco, Tremor. What else did you do?
I did like a Maverick versus Santa Cruz video too. Because they were both there. Mm-hmm. So when we were in Texas together, we had the Santa Cruz, and we talked about the Santa Cruz as compared to the Maverick. But at the Mama event, ironic for a bunch of dudes that write about cars, but and a couple females. But at the Mama event, they had both the Santa Cruz and the Maverick there. So I was able to line them up and did like a walk around of both trucks together. So yeah, that is also coming. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I think that was it. Yeah, and then we have a GV80 video that she fell in love with the infotainment screen with, technology screen. She just went on that. Gerald, no, the Toyota's release date, they said the 1st of December on dealer lots. So, I don't know. I got involved in some deep conversation with Toyota, more than I wanted to on this. Apparently, they sometimes hold the sale of vehicles until every dealer has one. Yeah. What? Yeah, I thought that's pretty interesting. And then I was like, well, okay, well, if you did it like that, but then they said, well, in this case, we probably won't. This case, the Tundra will just be a first come, first serve. They'll probably just put them out that way. And so I don't know what number I am in line. I don't have like a ticket number or whatever, but I have to be in the first 20, 25, 50, somewhere in that range. I mean, I'm sure I'll be one of the first guys to pick one up on YouTube, or not. I'll be one of the first 10, I should say. I don't want to be like, I'm the first one in the country ever had this, because that lasts about 20 nanoseconds, and somebody else puts the video up. So I know, and you're going to get the truck and go on vacation, so you're going to go dark for a month. So what good are you? Well, that's true. Sorry. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm going to do a bunch of videos, and they'll be playing the whole time I'm gone. Yeah, but not on that. Why, sure I will. Mm-hmm.
I got.
You get into vacation mode and you'll be like, I'll get to it when I come back. I know you. If it's not scheduled, like before you go buy the truck, it's not happening.
Yeah, she's probably right on that one.
Like we could all place bets and see what happens. Anybody want to have an over under on how many videos on the Tundra he gets out before he goes on vacation? Go ahead and comment. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, I'm going with 5. I can batch shoot like crazy. I can pick
I'm
different
going
topics.
with maybe 1. I bought a truck.
You have so much faith in my drive there. Well, I'm gonna at least do 1 because when I buy it, then I'm gonna drive it home from Houston, right? Which is gonna be like forever. I think it's like 20 hours, something like that. And then I will be So there's at least 2. Haha, 2.
Okay. But I would be the closest without going over if we were Price is Right rules.
Right. There's something, and this has been talked about quite a bit. I'm going to address this. People think the capstone model is going to be a plug-in hybrid, and that's been in the comments on different videos. I don't personally see it because, and and this is just me being me because I'm not a huge plug-in hybrid kind of guy. Because especially with a vehicle that weighs close to 6,000 pounds. I mean, this is a big vehicle to drive around. So I've had vehicles like the BMW X5 that gets maybe 25 miles of EV range, or actually even less than that sometimes, driving around in the country. So I can't imagine the plug-in hybrid of a full-size truck getting in the 20s of EV range. I don't know. It could be. I just don't see it. And I just don't see them doing a different drivetrain. Like, there's conversations about diesel still. Like, people think they're holding off the Tundra for a diesel for the capstone. Again, I'm just not seeing it. But it's okay.
We saw the blue, so we know it's going to be a hybrid.
Right.
The other thing, I was going to try and pull the story up really quick just to take one more look before I actually speak in my out loud voice. If you look at pictures of the truck, and maybe they're doing it differently here, but Toyota typically puts their plug for their plug-in hybrids on the driver's side, just in front of the side mirror. And the photo we see does not have any kind of a plug.
Yeah. So I when they do big launches like that, I mean, I don't want to go too far in the weeds in this, but I'm really surprised at this launch and how this launch is coming out. The trickling information, they're trying to still get details. Like up until the week of driving the truck, I didn't know what the rear axle ratio was. I didn't know what the fuel tank size was because they were going to tell me. This reveal has been really weird, and having a new trim level that's been not announced coming out in next year when the hybrid comes out, it just all seems bizarre, and it just doesn't seem like the typical launches that we've ever been a part of. Usually when a launch happens, you get like all the details, specs, and everything. You may not get mile per gallon or price right away because mile per gallon is going to be EPA getting that done. Pricing they usually hold on to a little until they're going to get closer to the sales lot. But at least we know what the fuel tank is. I felt like such a not a worthless journalist, but such a doofus. I couldn't answer these guys' questions on. They were like, "What's the rear axle? What's the fuel tank?"
Really?
I don't know. There was no answer, and it was just kind of bizarre how that worked out. So, yeah, I don't know. Will I trade it next year when the hybrid comes out? No, I will not. What I will do is I will do the reverse. I will get a Tundra hybrid as a press loan, and then I'll do some videos of mile per gallon and towing differences, hybrid versus gas. That's what I'll do in that case. Just because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to just switch vehicles with that close amount of time. And so, and plus, my question for myself, and this is more business kind of questions, but so after the Tundra, right? So I'll keep the Tundra until, like I did with the Ford, keep it for a long period of time. The question is, what do you buy after that? I don't know. It's interesting.
Then you go for the Chevrolet or GMC redesigned trucks, or Tesla Cybertruck may be out by then.
No. I was thinking about buying an EV. I did think about buying an EV. I had an electrician over there today, and we were discussing how much it would cost to put the wiring in. And right now, copper wiring is insane, so I'm not going to do my wiring just yet. But I can't do an EV only. I have to buy something else too. And driving 2 trucks and press loans, and that's hard. I was really impressed that I got 6,000 miles in that Ford over the span of like 7 months. I was really impressed.
Okay, so why can't you do an EV?
Towing. I can't take their camper down to our family camping ground in Colorado.
Okay.
It won't make it, and I can't get the South Dakota towing with it. So, I mean, if we didn't want to do a camping trip, and we decided to do something completely different, then I could. But the towing is the biggest thing. I just can't. I mean, I really can't tow that far. Now, I was driving to Fort Collins the other day, and Fort Collins was it's like 140 miles away, and so I was actually talking to my friend who's a big EV guy, and we were on the phone talking while I was driving, because driving through northeastern Colorado is about as bad as Kansas. We actually call that East or West Kansas because there's nothing out there. And I know about living in nowhere, so I know how boring it can be. So we were talking on the phone, and if I had something that's 300 miles of range, I could have theoretically gotten to Fort Collins and half tank of gas. I would have
or half tank of range.
Battery, half tank of battery. I would have definitely stopped and charged up while I was there, just because you don't know what's going to happen on the way home. So, like, I drove home Tuesday in pouring down rain and 30-mile-an-hour winds at trying to do 60, 70 miles an hour. So, it's one of those things that's like, I can't really do that. You just don't know what's going to happen. So that's my biggest thing. It's like I'd have to go to Fort Collins and charge, and then I could use it around town because I do a lot of in-town driving, and even in the country I don't drive more than, unless I'm doing a mile per gallon test, unless I'm doing the farm, I probably 100 miles a day. But again, a little bit different case because I work from home. I don't drive the office all the time, so I could do one. I just would have to figure out what I'm going to do for towing a camper. That'd be the biggest
CX5,
question.
what's the tow rating there?
On the what?
On your CX5.
So that's interesting too. So next year's gonna be a big year for the channel. The wife's Mazda lease, because we leased the Mazda, is up. So I was talking to her about getting a Maverick. I think she carts around a bunch of stuff in her back of her CX5, and having that trunk, or the bed, I'm going to call it trunk, having the bed with a tonneau cover on it, I think she can keep everything nice and clean and watertight back there if you get the right cover. And so, yeah, I talked to her about doing a Maverick for her. So we may have a couple long-term testers next year for the channel. And if you had a place to park something, you actually lived in a place that had a decent garage space or like parking
space.
Like,
I have a place.
Yeah, you have a place.
One thing.
Yeah, we would have you. We'd have you in something too.
Yeah. Well, it was really funny because I had a Mazda Miata MX-5 last week, and that thing is very small. I posted a picture of it in my garage, and I mean, it gives you really good size perspective of how much space these trucks and SUVs really take up. Because I probably could have parked Jonathan's car in there next to the MX-5. That's how small it is. And, for those of you who don't know, we own a Volkswagen GTI. So another petite car, but bigger than the MX-5.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, they've gotten really big. I took the Infiniti QX80 down to Denver. And we went to a parking garage, and my friend had to go to the hospital. He had a follow-up. And so somebody had parked next to me pretty closely with the CX when we got out. And I had to crawl through the passenger side to get and over the top of the center console to put meander myself back into my driver's seat.
It's not as easy as it looks, is it?
Well, it's not, but it's because
I do it all the time, but it's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's just big city life. I mean, it's just a small parking garage, and somebody when they pulled in fast and they cut that corner a little bit too tight, and there it was. So I was like, well, whatever. I don't know. Alan Holmes, don't you use RV share? Pick up the camper closer to destination with the EV. So that's a good idea. RV share, I do. It's in town. So the guy lives 2 miles away. I pick it up because I'm in the I'm literally in the only big city on the western side of the state. Within, well, even the Wyoming side. I mean, there's Torrington, but we're smaller. That's smaller than us. So yeah, I use RV share all the time. And then when we go to Fort Morgan, there's no big city out there. There's no RV share out there. And then when we go to South Dakota, what we've done is we've stayed in either cabins or rented cabins at the KOA, or we've done something different because South Dakota is so far. It's such a long drive, and hauling up in the Black Hills is sometimes a challenge. But yeah, so yeah, I've used RV share. It doesn't work. It doesn't make that. It doesn't. So there's always these conversations people have like, well, Tim, just go to RV share and rent it right near your campground. Well, I could, but when we go camping, we don't go to some place that's popular. So a lot of people will go to Denver, rent an RV because that's where the population is, and then drive to the camping ground. That's how that works. The other thing people tell me all the time, like, well, just go rent a truck. When you need a truck, just go rent a truck. Well, Home Depot doesn't rent trucks around here. Like, there's no truck rental place. Hertz doesn't rent them. We have a Hertz, an Enterprise, and they all have cars. They don't do any trucks. And I've checked in the local construction. They're just big work trucks. You know, I can get a boom truck with a big bucket on it and tow my family their RV down. But you know, you just can't. And then like you can't. I can't borrow a truck to go camping with because I don't know if you've ever done this, but borrowing a truck from somebody is like borrowing a tool from somebody. And us guys, we don't loan out tools very easily. Like it's pulling teeth. And so to say I'm gonna haul a camper with your truck and I'll bring it back, that's a lot.
Okay, so you plan your test vehicles when you want to go camping and you get a truck.
I've been trying to do that. The challenge is that it never works out. It just never works. I think it's too much planning for me. I just can't make it work. So
Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly too much planning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean those are the answers to those questions. I really can't. And so yeah, I mean there's the thing where I can not go camping. I can rent a cabin. I mean there's always a way to work around those issues. But towing is my biggest thing, and then also I would like to get out more next summer and make more road trips because I had a lot of fun doing that last year. And I don't know the place in town to charge is the campground. Like that's it. Yeah. When I do the EV Go or the EV app to show me charging sites, it's a campground. And apparently the campground's got it set up. I was talking to the electrician. He goes, yeah. He goes, my buddy's got a Tesla, and he drives over and stops at the campground and charges at the campground.
Well, that's way better than the Walgreens with the the ice van saving
right.
a spot for his wife with the Nissan Leaf, you know, in the dead of winter. And yeah, so I would much rather go to a campground to charge than a city Walgreens. I'll just put that out there for you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like in this area here, there's no EV infrastructure. Like I saw a Tesla charging station. It's east of here. I think it's by North Platte. And there's literally tumbleweeds going by. I mean,
that would have been a good photo.
Yeah, I kick myself all the time for not taking the photo. I would have gone viral or something. But yeah, so I don't know. There's just it's not a big thing around here, but I am interested in trying it. I mean, it's people are going to start buying these trucks. They're going to start using them. I've been curious to see. I've had 2 friends now who are on the fence about them. And when I get to talking through with them a little bit, they're just like, I don't know. It's just I think most truck guys are EV curious. I should say. I think would be the way to say it, because we're just I don't know. It's interesting, but we're trying to make it work in a lifestyle. And I think the thing with EVs is it's always you have to adapt to the vehicle. I think that's the secret to them. Fuel economy for hybrid Tundra. I've said in the video, I think my guess is 25 combined, 24 combined, 25, somewhere in that range. People have been saying, well, it's got to get 30 miles per gallon. Wow, that'd be really impressive. Going from 15 to 30 miles per gallon on combined, that's a huge jump. And the weight of the vehicle hasn't changed. Like they took out mass, they added mass back in. So the weight's the same, So it's not a lighter truck by imagination, and the Tundra has always been one of the heavier half-ton trucks out there. So if you look at the curb weight on the Tundra versus other trucks. So yeah, I think 30 is really hard. I think a 24, 25 would be my guess. And then I think if you watch like my my F-50 Power Boost kind of videos, I think you'll see, I mean, I can get 24 with that truck, but I didn't. It's hard to get those numbers. I think I need more city, is what I guess the end result was. I wasn't doing enough city driving.
I'm going to say no to that.
Well,
because I can't get those numbers either.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that.
I think it's a vacuum. That's how you get it, is by driving in a vacuum.
Right? Yeah, I could not get the numbers. So the thing with a hybrid is typically hybrid has better fuel economy city than it does highway, just because they calculate that you're on EV driving mode more, which is what I said. I probably need more city driving mixed in to get the combined, because I need more of that EV driving only. It's what they're going for. And so, like again, if you look at like the Power Boost, it's 24 across the board. Doesn't that? And the 2.7 I think they have gets better fuel economy on highway than the hybrid does. And actually, the 3.5 I think gets pretty close to what I was actually getting with the hybrid. So yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, I just don't. There's no way it's going to be 30 miles per gallon. Dealers are interesting. 6x6 military truck and put a Santa Cruz in the back. I think I've definitely. What is the name of that thing? A deuce. So there's a 6x6 military truck. Let me see if I can't find it. Do you guys know what a 6x6?
I'm like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
A deuce and a quarter. A deuce and a quarter, deuce and a half. It's it literally is a 2.5 ton. It's a 2.5 ton 6x6 military truck. Yeah, the damn thing's badass. There's a guy in town that has one. If I were to buy something, that's people always ask me like, what would you buy? I'm like, I'd buy something completely stupid. They're like, why would you do that? Like, because I drive all the newest stuff all the time. Why not buy something completely dumb, right? Something that I wouldn't normally do. So I was like, I'd buy a 6x6 military truck, drive around town, go through McDonald's. Right?
Yeah, if you can fit through the drive-through.
Why not do something ridiculous? I'm gonna go buy one of the Legacy Classic Power Wagons. That's $225,000 of goodness. It's like that thing. You can get a Corvette engine in it. You can get the or Cummins diesel in it. I rode in one in outside of Idaho, Driggs, Idaho. Yeah, I would just do something completely different. Buick had a Deuce and a half. So these guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Deuce. It's not a bathroom reference. It's a military truck.
My brain didn't even go there. I have no idea where that came from.
What? I have boys. I don't know. It's one of those
things. Dude thing.
Yeah, it's a dude thing. So there you go. We should wrap this up because I'm losing energy. This is a good one, Jill. What would you buy right now? If you quit automotive journalism tomorrow and went and bought a vehicle.
It's funny. Ironic that you should ask that, because somebody on TikTok asked me if you had to buy a car and you had to keep it forever and never get rid of it. It's the only car you could ever buy. What would that be? And I'm like, well, I like the GTI that we own, but there are certain things about it that kind of piss me off. So I'm like, I love it, but I also hate it sometimes. So and it's not good in snow. So that's not it. I would probably first off move to Florida, and then so then I don't have to worry about that. But no, if I were buying an SUV these days, I really like that Genesis GV70. Like I just got it today, and I've been driving around, and I'm like, yeah, that 10-minute drive that we did in Texas, like I love this car. I love it. I guess I should say I love this SUV. I know there are people out there who get ticked off when you call a truck or an SUV a car. But I love it. I love that SUV. It is so much fun. It's zippy. It's, compact and fits in places. It does cool things. It has a 3D gauge cluster. I love it. But I mean, otherwise, I would probably buy a car, and I would be looking at something like the BMW M3 because it's a little bit smaller than the M4, and I'd want a manual transmission. And the M5 does not have a manual transmission anymore. So yeah, I'd probably buy a BMW M car.
You wouldn't buy a truck. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to do with you.
I would make my mom buy a Subaru. I see Mike S. that said a Subaru. I would put my mother in the Subaru Forester. And I mean, the Outback is comfortable, and I just drove the Subaru Forester Wilderness, and that is really capable. If my husband and I were into glamping like Tim is, we would, that would certainly be something that I would consider. But we are not. But yeah, I mean, if we were only going to have one car, it would definitely have to be something a little bit bigger because we transport bikes a lot. And putting a bike rack on the back of a GTI would be a little bit tough. But I mean, the thing about 2021 is there are a lot of good vehicles out there. Like, I would say 10 years ago, there were a lot of SHIT vehicles out there that, I mean, things that I could point to easily and quickly and say, don't buy this car, this vehicle sucks. But that's harder and harder to do in 2021. Vehicles are safer, they're getting better technology, they do more things, they have cool gadgets and cladding to go off-road and stuff like that. So it really does come down to personal preference these days because there are very few bad cars.
Yeah, no, and that's why it's so easy to be a truck fan right now. I mean, Great Idea just talked about F-150 Tremor. You can do different packages that change vehicle. I'm driving a Tremor right now, and it's mostly F-150, but the package differences of Tremor make it so much more unique. It stands out in the parking lot. I was at the gym, and somebody parked next to me with a King Ranch, same 21, and I think it was the same. I should have taken a photo. I was thinking of other stuff, but the Tremor with the styling, the color of the yellow on the front, or the yellow orange, what they call that style, but it just stands out. It stands out a lot more in the parking lot. It stands out a lot more overall. And look at all the different styles you get of GMC. The new Sierra 8T4X is really badass. The Denali Ultimate. Oh my goodness, guys! When I saw the Denali Ultimate, I was like, finally. I think I don't know if they fired all their interior designers or what, but this thing came out so much better than the Denali did before. So, big fan of what Ram's doing. It'd be nice if they updated the powertrains in the SUV lineup. But I mean, their trucks are solid. Like, they really have done a great job on quality, a really good job on getting better, more reliable vehicles and getting what people want. I mean, my goodness, that EcoDiesel is a great little engine. The 5.7 Hemi is still great. They have the mild torque hybrid. I mean, they get good fuel economy and they look damn nice too. So it's hard to find something good. Even Nissan's doing stuff. I mean, I gotta say, like, I'm not trying to bash them, but they're doing a lot of good stuff these days. We have a Frontier. Well, we had a Frontier Tacoma comparison that got destroyed with some video, but even looking at those two vehicles together, I mean, they've really raised the bar too. So I think there's so much good stuff out there. It's just a matter of A, being able to find it, and B, being patient while you look, and understanding that you're in a really hot truck market. So if you have a truck you want to sell, I'd sell it because they need inventory. My Ford dealer has 0 new F-150s on his lot. He's got 0 new F-150s. Nothing. He's got all used, which is just remarkable, really, right?
Yeah. So it's funny. Somebody in here mentioned that buying, I'm assuming he was referencing the GV70 would go against the Dave Ramsey, my Dave Ramsey principles because it's expensive, or maybe it was the BMW because also expensive. So first I would point out I would buy used because 1, Chicago, 2, Dave Ramsey. But yeah, I would buy used. I would not buy new, unless of course Tim was buying me the truck. or the vehicle, then that would be a different conversation because it's not my money.
Well, and I've talked about, if you had spot, we'd figure something out.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with spending somebody else's money, by the way. But yeah, I tend to be a little bit more fiscally conservative with my own money.
Yes, she does. So, all right, HOA looks down on 6x6. Unfortunately, I can park a 6x6 outside. I can park whatever I want. It's Nebraska. Nobody cares. So I think that's all I got for today. And leave comments down below. Let me know what you guys are talking about, thinking about, and any video ideas you have of interest. We will try to do more of these live streams, and like I said, as my health improves and I get more energy, maybe get back in the fold, we'll be able to move back towards the evenings. But 66 people on right now, so I appreciate everybody stopping in, and appreciate you guys all watching all the videos. Channel's doing exceptional as it has been for a while. It's just a matter of waiting right now. I'm doing the waiting game for new Tundra, and we have lots of videos. I just downloaded like 4 more from Jill. I have 5 or 6 sitting around here. We got a lot
I
of
think
stuff coming.
I probably have like 5 more like on my phone to download and label. So lots of stuff in the queue.
Yeah, lots of good stuff coming. So hey, thanks for being a part of the channel. Thanks for being a big. No, I am buying the Tundra. I'm being a big fan. I'm sorry. I am buying a Tundra. Being a big fan of the channel, being supporters. Jill and I really do appreciate it, and we will see you down the road.